This tutorial is going to walk you through creating the star ring. We're going to begin with a ring rail. Of course, you select the size from the drop-down located here. We're just going to use a size 7 and click the green arrow to place it in the viewports. We next go to the profile placer, and as you know, you can click on the gray title bars once with the left mouse click to roll them up. Do that so you can see all of Profile Placer. You're going to select the ring rail, and you can either click here to place it into the builder, or, still working in your viewports, you can press F6 on your keyboard and select Add Profiles. This populates the builder with the ring rail, just as though you had placed it in. And as you know, either method will place the profile on the rail. To change the profile shape, we either click right here, which opens up the profile browser, or we click the profile shape representative handle, this little guy right here, opening up the browser. Once that appears, you're going to scroll through and look for the triangle shaped profile. Once you find the triangle shaped profile, right about here, click it and you'll see it appear on the rail. You'll need to size this down to a reasonable height for your ring. About 2 millimeters tall. Remember to hold down Shift to adjust these in increments of 0.1 and make things more precise. And also scale it to a width that you'd like. Simply press Enter to add it to the ring rail. Now with Sweep 1 History, we're going to create the ring. Simply start up the Surface menu to find Sweep 1 History. Select the rail as it tells you in the command line. The next thing to do is select the profile, and yes, we want a closed rail. We only have one, but remember that these arrows tell you to select in the direction the arrows are pointing, and if you ever need to flip them, that's what reverse is for. Select our one profile, follow the command line, and press Enter when done, and your ring will be swept. Now this ring is ready for the star-shaped cutter. Let's place it in a job bag. To begin, we'll select a new layer color for the color of the star-shaped cutter. It's a really good idea to place new objects onto a new layer color. So we'll simply make the cutting layer active by clicking it, and then the next thing we draw will be in that color. We'll go to the curve menu, find the polyline tool, which is in, or the polygon tool, which is in the second row of buttons. Okay, the second light brings you to 2 more rows, so there's 6 rows total. And here's the polygon tool. It's going to ask for the center of the inscribed polygon. Number of sides is 5, which is correct. But before we place the center, we're going to grab the star option. We're going to place the center in the through finger viewport at F4 and hold down Shift to place the top of the star. Only make this about 3 or 3.5 millimeters tall. Your next mouse click pulls in the shape of the star. You don't want it too skinny because you want something that's realistic for production. The next order of business is to select the star and extrude it in a straight line. This command is found in the solid menu, and it's right here beside Extrude Curve Straight. Notice that the cap option should be set to yes. Extrude it out with a little bit of length so that you'll be able to sink it into the ring and create the cutter. There's our extruded cutter. And let's place all this into a job bag. Working in the side view viewport, we're going to position this cutter in relation to the ring. We can select the cutter and simply click and drag it into position. Our next job is to rotate it so that it's at the correct angle for the cut. We're going to rotate it from this location here. Click once, shift, and click again, and just begin to angle so that it's parallel to the ring. Now we can click and drag and simply sink the cutter into the ring to the depth we want for the cut. If you find that it's not parallel with the ring at this point, it's fine to rotate it again. Hold down Alt to defeat your O-snap if you don't want that O-snap to come on. And it's all ready to be cut out. But of course we want to make a number of these before we cut them. So we're going to select the star in the through finger viewport. It's very important that we do this in the through finger viewport as we're arraying these around the outside shape of the ring. So I like to make this viewport active. If you click the name, of course it'll be maximized, and that makes it easy to remember that you're working in this view. We're going to learn polar array now. Select the cutter, and in the transform menu, go to the polar array button here. Since you got it selected, it knows what it's supposed to polar array. The center of the polar array is the center of the world, which is F4. The number of items is going to be 10. Type 10 into the command line and press enter. The angle to fill is 360 degrees, so we're going to press enter to accept. And all the cutters will be arrayed. The next order of business is to mirror these cutters to the other side of the ring in order to create the opposite pattern. So we're going to select them all with a very careful crossing selection, the right select, to highlight everything. We're then going to mirror these cutters in the side view viewport onto the other side of the ring. Now if you notice, they're mirrored exactly. It may be more interesting to create an offset pattern on the opposite side of the ring, so there's a star in between the stars in the first half of the ring. To do that, we're going to take this set of stars that are still selected, because it's much easier to do that than to reselect them again. We're going to hit rotate, and in the through finger viewport, we're going to rotate the stars so that they're opposite of our originals. Notice that we do not have the copy option on. We don't want additional stars, just rotated stars. And now we have a star, and on the opposite side, a blank spot, and a star between the two stars. This just makes for a slightly more interesting design. And let's drop bag our work. We're next going to go into the Boolean Builder and work on cutting the stars from the ring. Boolean Builder lives in the Tools menu or the Cutters menu, two different places to find the same thing. Don't forget to roll up all your other menus so you can see the full menu below. We have Boolean difference selected. You can tell because of the big pair of scissors. So the first thing to do is to select the object being cut and put it into the object box. Next thing is to select all the cutters, and we could do this with a lot of selecting, or in the layers menu, simply right click on the layer color to select everything on that color. Place it into the cutters box. And now when you're ready to do the Boolean, just make sure that one by one is selected. Also, we don't need to keep these cutters. We won't need them again. And then click Do Boolean. The progress bar will show you that it's working. You can also see each one flicker as the Boolean Builder tries it. And once it's complete, all the cutters will disappear, and you'll get to see your finished ring. You can go work in Hollywood now because you're a star maker.